Is this the dragon you're looking for?
Princess Berry here today. We're in Epic Universe. Yes, we've come back to the land of Celestial because it's time to check out
The Blue Dragon.
Yes, the Pan-Asian restaurant here to the back of Celestial Park. It has been off and on, figure out everything in this restaurant for days, but as your number one choice of food infotainment, we're here to investigate, so you don't have to, because remember, she's vegan. I'm not. Think I could ride that dragon?
It's time for Foodie and Chill. A plum tea is for me, and it's in the like Moroccan style glass. I'm cool with that. Oh, a little hot. A little hot. But the plum is very prominent, and it tastes like a very nice tea. I enjoy it, and I will sip it slowly. It's nice and like it's like jasmine-y a little bit. It's got like a lemongrass-ish to it too. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 teas. It's the tea.
Hello, I'm finally with Princess and Bear. It's only been, I don't know how many, I don't even know how long at this point. It sucks. But we're having a very special lunch and I'm excited for this tea. Try not to burn my tongue. It's still so hot. That is very plum forward. Now, I will let you guys know, when I drink tea, I like it real sweet. I don't know, any tea, and this is, like, I like sweetened oolong tea, which this is plum oolong, right?
Yes.
It's very tasty, and I don't mind that it's not sweet. So, it's just, I guess my palate is trained to want things that are sweeter, I guess. I don't know, but this is delicious.
I love the atmosphere of this restaurant, just with everything from the entrance, the service, the music, the temperature, okay? And then the experience, because they have teas themed to different things, whether you want something more floral, something more earthy, something that's giving you some energy. They even have like non-caffeinated teas, so those of you who want to avoid caffeine, so like a plum oolong. It smells wonderful. The plum is really like front of tongue, but it's a sense of like relaxation to chill you out. Maybe you have like a harsh park day, the sun. I think tea service is the way to go, and it's like $10 to $12 a pop. 17 for this one. It's tasty. I would give this a 4 out of 5 stars.
This is the beautiful vegetable spring roll. It is not marked vegan because of the shared fryer, so if you're okay with a shared fryer, enjoy this spring roll. Now I'm going to try it first without the sauce and then with the sauce. That is so tasty. I love the innards. The outwards is like the perfect amount of fry. I actually dropped one and my heart hurts. It dropped with it. But I would give it a 4 out of 5 by itself. You know what? I'm not even gonna risk it this time. I'm gonna dip it. Oop. Okay. Cheers. It is even better with the sauce. The sauce gives you like an extra like salty, tangy flavor to it. This is so good. Don't drop any piece of this because you're gonna regret it. I would give this dish a 5 out of 5. It is the Princessities item. If you want a spring roll, this is the roll for you. This is like literally the best. Better than Oodle.
I love a good spring roll, and I'm glad these are vegan. Like Princess said, the shared fryer is the only issue, so if you don't have a problem with that, I'll just go in for it. That may be damn near the best spring roll I've ever had in my life. I don't even know how to describe it, because Princess said like the outside is crunchy, but you also have like another layer of the spring roll wrapper that's not crunchy, so it's kind of like a dough, like I don't even know, like look at the inside. I don't know how to describe it. It's perfect. The veggies are perfect. we might have a problem with this last spring roll. I don't know. We might fight bear over it. It definitely could happen. This is like one instance where we might fight over the food. But let me try this sauce because Princess is, you know, telling me how good the sauce is. And of course, I'm a sauce person. So let's see. What sauce did they say it was? I can't remember. I consider myself a non-violet person. But I might fight someone over that sauce. Like, not even just the spring rolls, the sauce. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just how the menu says house dipping sauce. I don't know what it is. It's not soy. It's not ponzu. I'm going to drink that. Or I'm going to ask for another side that I can drink. And I'm not even joking now. I drink ponzu sauce now. But, yeah. This, perfect. I need like 5 or 6 more orders.
I would challenge a lot of you who maybe are less adventurous with food to open your minds this month. It is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month after all. And if I find out any of you have a meme, I'll probably block you. But there's a lot of difference between like a public shopping center Chinese food place and like a elevated place. Like the ingredients may look the same, but the execution can make a huge difference. So giving a little dip in the sauce. And yes, I'm doing sauce first because I'm a weirdo. You'd be surprised how easy it is to ruin a good spring roll. The wrapper, not cooked well, soggy mess. Too much, and you're just getting like burnt flavors of grease. This, perfect. It falls apart like a cracker in your mouth. It's got a casing that melts and the insides are delicious. With the sauce, I'm getting like notes of hoisin sauce, maybe a little bit of citrus in there as well, a little bit of sesame. I mix a lot of our sauces at home, especially when we do any sort of like Asian Chinese food kind of deal, and honestly, I'm jealous. This is a tasty appetizer, and even though both the Princess and Shelby threatened to turn this table into a kung fu fight, if I eat it before they get to it, what's the fight over, right? I would give that 4.5 out of 5 claws.
This is the cold noodle salad. Both our server and the amazing chef told us we needed to toss this salad. So I'm gonna toss this salad. Wow, it is so aromatic as I am tossing it. It smells like, almost like mochi. How am I, ooh. I don't know how I'm supposed to eat this and not look like a princess. That is really interesting. I cannot place the sauce. It's almost like a Sichuan peanut situation, but cold and really, really tasty. I love all these flavors together. And it's very avant-garde. Like, it makes me think. And I think that's really what you want when you go to a theme park restaurant. Especially Universal, they don't do a lot of table service. So when you get one and it's really good like this, hold on to it. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 cold noodle salads. It's got the moves.
I preloaded my noodles, so y'all didn't have to watch that. It would have been embarrassing. I'm a firm believer that sauce makes everything. Sauce makes things better. I mean, this dish is it's just delicious. Like, straight up delicious. I don't think it's very spicy. Did you say it was spicy?
No.
Okay. I think it's supposed to be like a little bit, like hints of spice maybe. But I drink Tabasco, so my tongue is probably broken. This is delicious. I will struggle to eat it because it's noodles and I ride the struggle bus. Actually, I am the struggle bus sometimes. Anyway, I don't really have any notes. I think it's amazing. Everything has been amazing so far.
So cold noodles in the sauce. Make sure you toss it. There's a lot of that saucy, delicious goodness here at the bottom for you, and you want them covered. You want the cilantro. You want some peanuts. Even just before I bite, like the smell wafting up from this bowl. Like everything else at Epic Universe, this is an experience. I do detect a hint of spice, not like spicy, but like maybe like a 1.5 out of 10 on the heat scale, but the flavor, the journey you get is that you feel like, I think like vapors from like a fire of the noodles even though they're cold, like sort of like wafts up through your senses. This all over feel. As far as a cold noodle, delicious. The spices, the flavor, everything else. It being cold is an afterthought at best. The flavors are absolutely immaculate. I love the play between the spiciness of the sauce, the earthiness of the noodles from the cilantro. It's a really unique flavor profile that plays well on the tongue. And honestly, I kind of love it. Everything at this restaurant is sort of like a shared plate table style. So amongst your friends, order whatever and just have a good time. Have some tea, laugh. Nobody's singing anything from Avatar or anything else like that, but it's good. I give that 4.75 out of 5 bucks. This beautifully designed plate here is the Snowflake Potstickers. You have this beautiful crisp on top with the pot stickers actually holding it up. It looks like almost like food lace. Like a lacy doily on top of like pot stickers. You have the green onions on top and the sauce here in the middle. So delicate, like your mom's china, the good one. That you know how to touch to special occasions. We all had that, right? Just me? The key in that bite, like everything else we've tasted so far, is the journey. You would think that this little, the crisp on top would just be for decoration, but the crunch that it adds on a pot sticker, like yes, you already have like the pot sticker itself that's got the crispy side. This adds an additional crunch. And then when you hit like the seasoned pork innards, you just get like this burst of flavor. Even more so with the sauce sort of like elevating everything. That's nice. This is definitely a shareable portion, but don't be afraid to make it a meat portion. For me, obviously, with my two favorite vegans at the table, this is going to be a meat portion. And I kind of love it. I love pot stickers. I've been trying to find like vegan pot stickers with the princess that she likes for years, and I failed miserably in a lot of cases. So if you have recommendations on them, let us know in the comments. But this is all me. 4.5 out of 5 bucks.
This is the Mapu tofu, which I'm super excited for. It is beyond meat with a silken looking tofu, definitely silken tofu. I'm just gonna get everything together in one bite because it looks so freaking good. Everything here has been so good. And I haven't really been able to have a Mapu that I haven't cooked at home because it's usually like heavily pork based. There's a lot going on with this dish. Let's start with my first initial taste. Salty sauce with like the creaminess of the silken tofu. And then next flavor that comes in is the smokiness of the Beyond. And that's like a very small, like middle note to the dish. And then the back end is all heat. Like I just ate red pepper, probably like a 6 out of 10 on the heat scale. A lot of amazing journeys with this dish and 1000% tastes like Mapu. So 10 out of 10 on Universal for theming. This is great. Flavor wise, I think it needs a little bit more zhuzhing, but I think like as is, it's great. I would give it a 4.75 out of 5 tofus. I don't really think that there's much you could change except for maybe adding like some veggies.
I've not had Mapu before. And I also am a really, really huge fan of silken tofu, or basically tofu in any form. I will openly admit on this channel that I am guilty of not pressing my tofu.
Oh!
I don't press my tofu. I am entirely too lazy. I won't do it. I will take it. I buy like Publix has like these packages and it's like split. So there's like a little less water in it. You know, if there's less water in it. I will literally wrap it in a paper towel and then just cut it up and eat it. No, I'm lazy. I won't even like fry the tofu. I'll just put a sauce on top of it. So like when I see silken tofu, I'm like, oh, this is great. Like I'm super stoked on it. I know I'm an odd duck. I don't think other people are probably not pressing their tofu. Please drag me in the comments. That's delicious. I will just say this, like, when Universal does like meaty dishes like this, they don't tend to be my favorite thing because the texture, just the texture alone. Like when I wasn't vegan, I didn't really like ground beets, if that makes sense. Like I don't know, it's just not like a texture that I'm a huge fan of. But this is really, really good. I like whatever, is it Mapu sauce?
Yeah.
Okay. The Mapu sauce is really good. Yeah, I would say for me, it's maybe like a 5 out of 10 on the heat scale, something like that. Like mid. Like if you don't like spicy, don't eat this kind of thing. Like you go with the noodles if you're not a fan of spicy. But this is really good. I'm gonna eat more silken tofu because it's delicious.
Yes. This wonderful silken tofu with the rice, the Mapu tofu. This looks amazing. Mixing in Beyond Meat is always like, it's a gamble because Beyond Meat is good for a lot of things. It's consistent flavor. It's easy to get. I understand, you may have a preference. Some people like Beyond. Some people like Impossible. It's like picking a favorite football team. Nowadays, I don't do foosball, so maybe that's a bad analogy, but I'm excited for the execution. It's a rising heat. Like a rising of the sun. Ooh. Baby. Those of you who have been here long enough, even those of you who haven't, I like spice. And when you tell me something's going to be spicy, I expect spicy. Initial bite, 2 out of 10 on the heat scale. Currently, it's sitting like a 6.5, 7 out of 10 on the heat scale, but it's spiced with flavor. So what that adds to the silken tofu is it sort of like spreads out in your mouth with the Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat is very hard to season and it be unique. If you had told me this was Impossible seasoned well, I wouldn't have noticed. I hate on Beyond Meat a lot, but when it's good, it's good. You have that, the chili flakes in here, the green onions for a little bit of like the tart you get from like an onion goes well with the dish. Honestly, this is a meal, like a main meal. Mind you, this is an entree, but like this, the flavor's a delight. If I was at any point clogged, I would now be clear, and my taste buds would be dancing in a circle, trying to summon another plate of this. I would give this a 4.25 out of 5 claws. The only note would probably be like the rice could be cooked a little bit better. But I'm a rice snob, so don't mind me.
Now, this is an item that was advertised when the restaurant was announced, but is not on the menu today. However, Bear ordered the Dan Dan noodles, which could not be made vegan, and they unfortunately did not have it, so they replaced it with these cucumber, which is cool because now we have another vegan option we can review for you. And we recommend you trying the food here, despite us eating it today, because the menu is ever changing. Cheers to a beautiful Blue Dragon restaurant. Well, it basically tastes exactly like the cold noodle appetizer dish minus the noodles. And given how much I love the seasoning and the flavoring of that, I'm not mad at that at all. I love the crunch of the cucumber. I think it's great. I kind of wish that like the noodles and the cucumber went together. I think that would make it a little more complete. On its own, I would probably give it like a 3.5 out of 5 cucumber. It's amazing, it's tasty, but obviously there's other things in the menu that taste the exact same.
Well, hello, smashed cucumbers. I haven't seen you in a year and some change. Oh, right. It's since Mardi Gras 2024. I almost forgot what year it was for a second. I don't know. All right, let's see. Find one that won't choke me. These are really big chunks of cucumber. I just want to give a huge shout out to like the Universal Culinary teams, the research and development team who creates these amazing dishes. I feel like I come to Epic Universe and I am kind of floored by the food. Like when you hear Epic Universe, you're like, yeah, it's a theme park, but like the food, I don't know, the food here is so different. It's so elevated. Like they've really like kept everything like on theme. I don't know. I just think it's incredible. So like shout out to those teams because I don't think they get enough recognition. I think people come here and they may not have a good experience with food and they're just like, wow, like come on. Like everything I've had here I would eat again. And I'm not just talking about at Blue Dragon, I just mean at the park in general. And I think there's something to that because I can say I'll go to the main parks. There's stuff that I would avoid eating. I can't tell you what that is right now, but there's stuff that I would be like, I don't really feel like eating that. But like here, I'm gonna have a hard time picking what I'm gonna eat. Now I know not all of you have that experience. I'm well aware, but just from my perspective, I encourage all of you to give things that you wouldn't necessarily think you would like a try. Or, if you see somebody make a comment that they didn't like something, but if you're still interested in it, you should try it. Because you never know what you're going to like unless you try it. And I think these teams have just done an outstanding, amazing job in doing what they've done. So, that being said, these smashed cucumbers are from Mardi Gras 2024. And when we had them, I feel like they weren't given enough time to marinate these because these are excellent. The ones at Mardi Gras, I was just kind of like, they're okay. Like, do I want cucumbers in sauce with some peanuts? I ate them a couple times, I'm being honest. But these are like 10 times better. They've clearly been, like, you can tell the sauce is up in them. Like, it's not just, cucumbers drenched in sauce. Like, the sauce has gotten into the cucumber. And the flavor on them, I don't think Princess liked these if I heard her review very much. I think these are killer. And I'm not, like, a cucumber person. I'm sorry I'm talking a lot, but I'm not a cucumber person. Like, I love pickles. Do not give me a quick pickle. If you have taken a cucumber and dipped it in vinegar, do not give that to me. That is not a pickle. That's a cucumber dipped in vinegar. But these are perfectly marinated. And it's funny because they're not on the menu for today. But they're clearly marinating them back there. And these are excellent. And I will enjoy eating these a lot.
Drenched cucumbers. Now this is something that I would make to appetize myself at home. But seeing it in a restaurant, all tossed and coated, a little cilantro, got the peanuts. Same as with the noodles, but look at that. I am excited. I like sauces sometimes. They don't just pair, but sometimes contrast in a way that elevates both flavors. Cucumber is really just a cucumber. It's a green vegetable that crunches and is mostly water in a lot of cases. And it can be hard to season with that water because that sort of like dilutes some of the flavors. But when you get the right sauce, the way that it sort of like evens out some like stronger sauces is good. This is something that like at the table you want to get an appetizer, but say you want something lighter before like an entree. This is something that I would get. I wouldn't get this as like just like a side or anything else by myself, but like to share with friends. It's like we can't finish a whole plate of Potstickers, but if we wanted like cucumbers is like something to like tease our palate before the entrees, this legitimately is what I would order. Are they just cucumbers with sauce? Yes, but they're fancy cucumbers with sauce. And I love fancified normal food. I give that 3.75 out of 5 stars. Blue Dragon is very easily going to be one of our favorite restaurants in this park.
We have future reservations to do it again. Somehow we got a reservation during the team member preview, and we actually embargoed this review until we were allowed to post it because we came just a little bit too early. But we will be back to do it again and maybe get more things.
During the grand opening, we'll be back. But what we've tasted so far is very bright and celestial for the future.
I agree.
The things that they're doing in the menus here, the team deserves all the love. The chef team, the culinary team, from executive down to like the people bringing water have been amazing, and it's great. Like the care they have put into the menus in these parks, each place is an experience, and this is no exception. But I don't know what you guys think. Given what you've seen, are you excited for Blue Dragon? Or do you prefer a more fairish type of fare for your food? Let us know in the comments below. Now, if there's anything on the menu that you see coming up that you'd like us to try, by all means, the comments are the place to let us know. If there's anything else you'd like to see us do, that will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, well, maybe Bear will never let us Blue Dragon again. And if you don't get Bo for your server, you're gonna be missing out.
You heard the girl.